Today's conversation is sponsored by First Generation Capital Partners. If you're an accredited investor and you want to know about how we're helping other accredited investors keep more of their income, go to firstgencp.com/going long.
You're listening to the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels, the #1 podcast for long-distance real asset investing.
So welcome back to today's conversation. And yes, we are back with another solo episode because that is exactly what you continue to ask us for. And so guess what? We're going to continue to deliver it to you. And today we're going to continue to share a number of things, probably a number of these episodes over the next couple of weeks. Just want to talk to you about some of the things that I recognize that are holding people back, maybe holding you back. And I want to be able to give you a number of different strategies, tactics, and actions that you can use to break down the barriers, get closer to your goals, and do that faster. But one of the things that I thought would be really, really interesting is we continue to move up the charts. And I mentioned to that before. And lots of that has to do with the fact that, number one, you continue to download the episodes and you're sharing them. That is super important. And also you're leaving your honest written reviews. And so I thought, listen, we're listened to in over 30 countries and we have tens of thousands of downloads and people sharing. And so why not actually give each and every person who's sharing their review the platform? And so we're going to start to share some of the awesome written reviews that you have shared with us. And if you'd like to have your written review shared, well, just make sure you leave a written review. Let us know what you like, what you'd like to see change. And we're going to share everything here with you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I thought we'd start off today just sharing one of the very first reviews that we have. And this comes from mdrain1911, which it talks about this. It says, listen, there are many reasons why I love the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels. Here are a few. Valuable insights and perspectives from thought leaders across multiple industries and areas of focus. While the podcast focuses heavily on real estate, the content is always interesting and the topics are diverse. Number 2, it's educational and entertaining. Not many hosts can deliver on both key categories. Billy is hilarious and the time flies. Well, thank you very much. Billy has created a phenomenal community of good people who sincerely enjoy helping others. In a society that is so focused on self-service, Billy consistently delivers successful people who want others to be successful. It's amazing. I don't know about you, but that's contagious, and I want to be around more people like that. Try it out. The podcast is part of my weekly routine. I'm convinced that after a few episodes, it will become part of yours as well. Well, once again, I just want to say thank you very much, mdrain1911. Greatly appreciated. And also, too, I would say, if you want to have your review shared, definitely make sure that you leave the honest written review, and we'll share them here, and you'll have that exposure across a global audience. So one of the things that I did want to talk about, because this is also another one of the things that I've seen, especially with a lot of really busy professionals, is this inability to be able to select your investment destination. And what I mean by that is typically you are in a role and there's a major problem that's happening. You are investing money because you want to be able to invest money. You want to be able to not lose money more than anything else. And there's not necessarily a lot of criteria that's been given to really helping you get to the destination, because ultimately you'll understand that the investment process is really about creating experiences, not making more money. Of course, and once again, I come from a family, we didn't have a lot of money. So I understand what it's like to not have it. I understand what it's like to have it. And you start to realize that when you're clear on the destination that you make for your investments, everything becomes much more clear, because that clarity gives you the power to decide on the things that you want to do, and most importantly, to be able to act upon that. And so what are some of the problems that can happen? Typically, if you're just investing just to make money, you're thinking about, where is your money today? If it's sitting in a bank, you're probably right around now. It's actually better than it was recently, but you're probably earning somewhere around 1%. So you may be just chasing yield. You may be chasing the highest return that you see. You may not be thinking about the risk-adjusted return, but you're thinking more from a how do I not lose versus what is the outcome that this is really trying to give me. And when you are a busy, high-paid professional, which many of you are, some of the things that can keep you from gaining that clarity, if you're just chasing yield and you don't have a real clear destination, is you're extremely busy in the role that you're in. You're starting early in the morning and you are many times going from meeting to meeting to meeting. You're eating lunch at your desk, or you're maybe standing up at your home nowadays, even though you may be doing homework, you may be working from home, you probably are working more hours. That's what one of the things that I actually found when you're at your home. So, and you're also spending a lot more time working on your reporting, filling out Excel spreadsheets or filling out your CRM or whatever the case may be, and you're not creating the time to really get clear on what are your investment goals. And so I want to give you a really easy solution, a very simple solution, I guess I should say. And it's something that helped me a lot. And for those of you who are very busy professionals, hopefully this is going to make sense, because this is one of the things that helped me to be able to get really clear on what the investment destination was. And once that happened, I got really clear on the actions that I needed to take so that it would help me and my family. And I want the same for you. So the thing is, without clarity, it's difficult to get to your destination. So I want to give you this really simple idea. And that could be, think about the meetings that you have in your calendar. The meetings that you have in your calendar that are related to your job, you make those. You're there, you're on time, you prepare them, and you are excellent at what you do. And when the meetings are done, you follow up and you make sure that the next time you have that point of contact, that you follow up on what the agreed actions were, and then you move forward from there. So let's not make it any more complicated than that. The first step that you can do is make sure that you get rid of all the noise. Create time for yourself. And that can either be at the end of your day. I'm going to recommend that be at the beginning of your day before you start your busy corporate job or get into your business. And if it's not Monday through Friday, make that on a Saturday. Schedule an appointment with yourself on Saturday or Sunday or whatever your weekend is. And when you are doing that, make sure that you give yourself a minimum of 1 hour. And that 1 hour is going to really think about what is the destination that you want for your for your capital, for your investment. That could be retirement. That could be traveling around the world once a year with the family to a new destination outside of whatever country you live in. That may be flying first class with your spouse. Whatever the case may be, when that 1 hour that you say, and we're going to use an example, let's say you get up on a Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you from 8 until 9, you figure out what is that specific destination that you want to get to. I'm just going to use the destination is preparing for your retirement, and you want to be able to retire in your late 30s or your late 40s, right? Very similar to the story that I did from corporate. And so once you're clear on what it is that you want as an outcome, at that point, think about, okay, well, the next step would be, okay, if you want to be able to retire in your 40s, then think about how much money you're spending today. We're just going to use as a baseline that you're spending $10,000 a month. If you're in fact spending $10,000 a month when you retire, guess what? You're going to have more time. So contrary to popular belief, you're not going to spend less. You're probably going to spend more. So today, if you're spending $10,000 a month, let's say that you're going to increase that spending by 20%. So let's say you're going to spend $12,000 a month. That's taking you to the next step. So you understand that you want to retire in your 40s. You know that that's going to mean $12,000 a month, and you're thinking about what it costs for your home, or maybe you have a mortgage, or for your car, or what it costs to the kids to go to school. But at least you have a clarity that you're working on during that first hour from 8 until 9 on Saturday in this example. Then from there, once you understand what it is that you need to be able to create financially, from that point, it's really about understanding which types of vehicles that you can invest in are going to allow you to get to your goal, which is going to be $12,000 a month. Keeping in mind that you're no longer going to be working, and you need to be doing this either through investments and or another business that you're starting, but it's the type of business that you don't need to take any type of retirement from, any type of vacation from, because you enjoy what you're doing. And that's the most important thing. So this is, like I said, these conversations are going to be really, really short, but I want to make this give you the strategy, which is create the investment destination. We're using an example today, which is retiring in your 40s. For you, it can be, like I said, traveling around the world once a year. Whatever that investment destination is, select it. Make sure that you carve out time. In this example, we're using Saturday morning at 8 o'clock from 8 until 9. Get really clear on what that destination is. And then from there, the next step is understanding what it's going to cost you to get to that destination. And the goal of investing is making sure that your capital is working for you so that you don't actually have to put in the time and the hours. And so we are going to talk about how you can go about selecting the right vehicle to get you to the next to your destination. But today, we're just going to keep it simple. We're talking about things that you can do to figure out what the destination is for your investments. So we're going to leave it there. Hopefully this is useful for you. It's strategic and also getting very tactical into the things that you can do. But the key starts with you making sure that you carve out time. When you carve out that time to work in that 1 hour to work on getting clear on the destination, you may start out with a couple, but select one. Start with one, then figure out what that one is going to cost. And then from there, we'll figure out soon in the next conversations, what is the best way for you to select the different vehicles to help get you to the destination. So hopefully this has been really, really helpful. Once again, for those of you who are accredited investors, you want to find out more about how we're helping accredited investors, you can go to firstgencp.com/going long. Love to continue the conversation there. And don't forget, leave your honest written reviews as well as ratings, and we'll share that across the global audience here with the Going Long podcast. And while you're doing that, working on that exercise, I'll be here preparing the next conversation. So until then, go out and make it a great day. And thank you very much. Trust that you enjoyed today's conversation. And once again, today's conversation was sponsored by First Generation Capital Partners. If you're an accredited investor and want to find out more about how we're helping accredited investors to gain their personal freedom even faster, go to firstgencp.com/going long.